Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Kay Cote, and I am your podcast host today. And today we have Peter Jones, founder and managing director of Kangaroo UK, with us on the show. We're going to learn all about Peter, his journey to business ownership, some things he's faced along the way, and maybe some best practices he's learned as well. We want to give you that insight to what it's like to own and operate a business. So, if this is your first time on our channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications when we drop episodes like this. Welcome to the show, Peter. It's so great to have you here today.
Hi, great. Thanks for inviting me in. I really appreciate it. Great to meet you all.
Wonderful. Well, I'd like to dive in. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
So, um, so this is Kangaroo UK. So we're based obviously in the UK in the East Midlands. We're about just over an hour away from London, just north of London. So we've got a marketing agency. We're a full service, but the two specialist areas that we really concentrate on is websites. We're what's called a solution partner for Duda, the Duda website platform. We do loads of white label work and for other agencies. We also do work for small business owners, and we also are one of 25 around the UK Amazon agencies as well. So so we've got a couple of niches there.
Oh, that's incredible. I actually really love Duda. I use Duda for some multiple websites. So I'm really excited to dive in and talk about your company.
Yeah, go for it.
So tell me a little bit about your role. Like, what does your day to day look like? I know it can vary as a CEO, but yeah, what's kind of like your day look like?
So we have there's two teams in Kangaroo. There's one which is the design, anything to do with branding, social media, artwork, websites. That's all downstairs, and then upstairs this is what my domain. So I do anything to do with performance. So that's I manage the paid advertising teams, the SEO teams, and the Amazon teams, and the affiliate marketing team.
Oh, wonderful. And would you say you're kind of like, as the business owner, are you more in the business right now or on the business? Like, where do you spend most of your time?
Yeah, that's a good one. That is. I think, to be honest, it's ebbs and flows. At this moment in time, I'm working more in the business than on it. I do try at least to have 1 day a week, minimum working on the business. Um, for the so yeah, I do a lot with it on the business side of it more
Mhm.
than anybody else in here. But I do get when as we're getting really busy, I do get dragged into some of the more manual work, and most of that is coaching and guiding to the team.
Mhm. Hmm. That's incredible too. So I'd like to, kind of dive into who your business primarily serves. Like if I were a potential client walking through your doors or checking you out online, how would I know I'd be a good fit for you?
Yeah, that's great. So we're ideal for small and medium sized businesses. That's our bag. The Ma and Pa businesses, the local businesses, they're the ones that are great. Ironically, that's we do have the giants of the world as well. We have Nike is one of our clients, and we have some big manufacturing clients as well. But we call them elephants, and we wouldn't want too many of those because they can come in, trample all your time, steal all your staff, resources, and then disappear. So we like the small, medium-sized businesses where we we can give them a lot of tools, and we help set them up for success, and we follow them grow. We help them grow over a period of time.
Well, that's really cool. Well, thanks for sharing a little bit about like the types of clients that you're looking for and ideal clients. Um, Kind of like looking at what makes your business unique. What are some things that set you apart in the industry?
So by accident, we became what's called a Duda. Um, what do they call them? Duda experts, which basically there's one of 26 or 27 now across the world. That helped us, and then from there we became we got up to the next stage, which is Duda Solution Partners. And in the solution partners, we help partner with Duda to help land some of their larger clients. And so through that, a lot of people go to Duda and they say, look, I want this platform to connect with a third party app, or they want to do something that is not available in the Duda environment. And we custom build that for that project. And we build we build environments in agencies so they can actually resell it onto their clients as well. So we do that, and then our partnership with Amazon has been really successful as well. Where again we just went through the motions and got invited into work with Amazon as an agent, as an approved agency. And again, people find us through those referral programs.
Very, very cool. Well, that actually leads perfectly into kind of marketing and like what you're doing to market your business. So, what are some of the successes you found within your marketing pursuits within your business?
Niching, definitely niching. That really helps. We've got more than one website. We've got three altogether, targeting specific niches. That helps us. We do SEO and we do paid per click on some of those websites, not all of them. And then the other ones is, we've been around for over 20 years. So a lot of our work comes through organically by by local businesses that people know us. We do a lot of charity work in the town as well. We give a lot of, mainly if it's a charity within our town, we'll probably do the work for free for them and just for a sponsorship in return. That helps increase our branding. We do a lot for the community, so we get a lot that way. And we also, so we've been around a long time, so people come back to us over and over again as their business expands, or they want things refreshing.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, it's nice to hear too. Like you've built such a, such a presence within the community, being in business over 20 years. Um, Currently, I'm kind of looking at your team too, like your expansion of your team. How many team members do you have right now?
Wow. So we've got it's not a huge amount. So we've just employed another five this year so far. So we're at 15 now. Our plan was never to go over 12, but that's out the water. And we're due to, I can see with our expansion at the moment, we'll be up to about 27, 30 by this time next year.
Oh, wow.
So it's 15 is the answer at the moment.
15. That's incredible. Kind of like what are your competitors doing right now and how are you comparing in the market with your competitors?
That's a great question. For small and medium-sized businesses, they just want to go to one place and they just want to know that you can help them and you've got the expertise that you can pull on, and do it in a cost-effective way, which like Duda helps us to achieve that. The larger competitors, some of our larger ones that are not too far away from us, they go hunting for, I would call, well, we categorize our clients into squirrels, rabbits, deers, and elephants. And we like, I would say, a squirrel would be a really small company, maybe a startup business, maybe three people in the business. We can help them a little bit with some of the basic stuff, but ours is squirrels, where they've got probably up to 10 people in the business that they need an external team, but they haven't got time to manage a PPC agency, the website agency, the um, paid advertising agency or social media. They haven't got time for that. They just want to go
Mhm.
to one person. So that's our bag really. We do have the deers and the elephants, but we don't want too many of those.
I like the descriptions. That's pretty cool with the using animals. That's a really clever idea. Um, and kind of looking into your why, I'd like to dive into a little bit more about you. What inspired you to start the company? And were you working in like a 9 to 5 prior to starting the company? How was this journey for you?
Okay, so I went back some years now. I have worked for myself since I was 23. Um, so I was a technician, basically a vehicle mechanic at the time, and I didn't like the boss. It just I was working for Lotus. I was a really good job. I was really good pay. I just didn't like the job, and I wanted to work for myself. And I kept asking for more money, and he kept saying to me, "Well, you just got to go work for yourself." I went, "Okay." And I came out of school with nothing. So the first thing I thought was, let's go and get an education. So I enrolled onto a um, like a course after work course, really night school, and I got myself a couple of A levels, which I now look back at and think, well, actually, I was just building my confidence up.
Mhm.
I then had an opportunity that where I could buy a garage. It was a non-franchised small garage locally. So I took that on. That was my first business lesson because I paid too much for it.
Mhm.
Gave
Mhm.
me the
Mhm.
opportunity. Because I could pay over a period of time, gave me the opportunity. So I went into the garage and he had a couple of vehicle recovery trucks. And I always wanted to be a millionaire by the time I was 30. So so that was in my goal. I was 23 at the time. And the owner of the garage took me to a trade association. And these recovery operators were turning up in Ferraris and helicopters and everything. And I went, wow, this is my route. I realized there wasn't a lot of recovery operators around me. So I niched into vehicle recovery and I worked really hard at that and became, I would say, within the top 10 of the UK recovery operators. From that, though, um, because I just got my head down and worked hard, I realized that um, I didn't agree with the ethics. I didn't understand it at the time, but
Mhm.
something wasn't right. I didn't enjoy it. Um, I felt like I was following um, my dad's dream, really, because he says, when you're at school, what do you want to be? Oh, I'll be a mechanic. But why do you want to be a mechanic? Because it saves. He had a body shop at the time. Well, he was a panel beater, and he
Mhm.
didn't get on with his mechanic who was supporting him. So I was just anyway. I went into it. It was not the right thing for me.
Mhm.
And what I realise now is the ethics and the values of the industry were going against my personal ethics in it. So I exited that. There was an opportunity that came up in 2012. And then I started from scratch again. I went, okay, what do I want to do? And it was hard to come out as well. It was a big
Mhm.
organization. It's hard to come out, hard financially to come out of it. But I always really enjoyed sales and marketing. I really enjoyed it. And I spent more time in the marketing company that is Kangaroo than I did in ours. And I went, do you know what? Why not go and follow what I want to do? But I was always performance driven, so that's why I do the performance side of it. I love getting the results for people.
Mhm.
I love the technology side of it. So that's what I focused in. Retrained in, and I got up very early in the morning, went to bed very late at night, studying, learning, going on every course I possibly can do to upskill.
Mhm.
Very much felt like I was outside my comfort zone. And then, 10, what time, what year was that? 12, that's over 10, 12 years ago. And then it just comes, it's just natural now. I've got
Hmm.
no fear at all about it, and I absolutely love it.
Well, that is a cool story. Thank you for sharing that, especially how you started and then you pivoted, in the middle of it. And even though it was difficult, you were able to like overcome that and like get into
Yeah.
something that you truly
One
love.
of the biggest things, I didn't realize this at the time, but I knew that I'd never wanted to bring a child up in that industry because
Mm.
you're never there. And it was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's a tough industry. And then when I came out of it, I realized, I was 40 then, or 42. I realized that I wanted a family.
Mhm.
And now
Mm.
I've got an 8-year-old child, and yeah, life's brilliant.
Oh, that is a cool story too, especially when you're thinking about like family and the importance of family to you. Yeah, that's incredible. And kind of looking at the future of your company, what are you looking to do in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, um, what do we want to do? The We want to dive deeper into the specialization of Duda. And what I mean by that is we want to be doing more white label work for other agencies and other companies out there. We do it a lot at the moment, but we build some really funky stuff, so really, really, really cool stuff that is not available to the average person.
Mhm.
And what we want to do is help other agencies. So, for example, AI is coming on massively. We're working on a project at the moment, and we're working with Duda to achieve this as well,
Mhm.
where I can have a phone conversation with you. I can record, this will all be recorded in software, something like Fireflies, who would document all the information. That would then go through some AI prompts, and it would research the competitors. Let's say it's for a roofer.
Mhm.
Research the roofer in our local town because we live in a small town. Um, it would see who their competition is, see what it would need to do to rank it. It will give them an actual. It will tell us suggest a navigation process for the website, what the content should be in the website. We can agree that, press a button, and a website is built. And if I can give that to all the agencies, well, a lot of agencies around the world, they're competing with the likes of Haibu in the States
Mhm.
because that's what they got. And that's why they can be so cheap. But if I can deliver that to agencies in around the world, that would change a lot of people's lives.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, those are some great goals, and thank you for sharing those. This has been such a great conversation. It's been fun getting to know you, getting to know your business, kind of like what you're working on. So I'd like to dive into a fun section of questions called our rapid fire section, where you answer top of mind for 4 questions. Are you ready
Okay,
for some rapid fire?
let's go for it.
All right. Question number one is what is one piece of advice you would offer to other business owners?
Niche. If you haven't niched already, niche, and don't be scared about it. There is a ton of work, more work than you can handle it within a niche.
Mm, definitely. And what is a key to success for you?
Understanding how the mind works, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So there's a book that I read a few years ago, and I refer to it all the time, by Dr. Steve Peters, The Chimp Paradox. If you
Mhm.
understand how the mind works, the mind stops you, the subconscious mind stops you from doing the things that you're scared of doing or keep putting off and things like that. If you can departmentalize what's actually happening inside your own mind, then you don't stand on your own foot and you don't
Mm.
hold yourself back.
That is a powerful one. Thank you for sharing that. And then my third question is you kind of answered it in the second question, but what is a book or something you've currently taken in content wise?
Yeah, I always refer back to Dr. Steve Peters, and the other one I suppose is Systemology. Uh,
Mm.
that one's very, very good. that's where we are at the moment as a business. We're having to nail down and tighten up our systems and processes that then alleviates other people and it trains people to be better than what we are and how we're doing things. But it also alleviates our time as managers and directors.
That sounds like one I want to read too. Final question is, if you could wave a magic wand and rapidly overnight improve one aspect of your business, what would it be?
Getting our own stuff done faster. We're like cobblers, you know. We put all our clients first, and we forget about ourselves.
Mm,
And there is an argument that we should consider hiring somebody else to do our stuff
mm,
because there's always an excuse not to do our own stuff.
mm. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Um, this has been a great conversation. Before we wrap up with our final question, how can people find you online?
Okay, so you can find me on LinkedIn as Peter Jones at Kangaroo UK. The email peter@kangaroouk.com. And yeah, reach out, give us a call, and yeah, happy to help anybody.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that. And our final question for today is, what is most inspiring to you today?
It's just taking the time out, taking that 5 minutes to actually think about what it is you're doing, why you're doing it. It has been incredible on the journey that I've been on, but you just take it as a pinch of salt, and sometimes it's good to just reflect back sometimes